ability to analyze, evaluate, and synthesize information to make reasoned judgments or decisions. It involves questioning assumptions, examining evidence, considering multiple perspectives, and applying logical reasoning to arrive at well-informed conclusions or solutions. Innovative design is the process of creating new or improved products, services, processes, or experiences that address specific needs or opportunities. It involves identifying problems or challenges, generating creative ideas, and many other aspects. It is with great pleasure and honor that I introduce to you Mr. Ravinder Singh Jhandu, an esteemed figure at the forefront of digital transformation within the UK Civil Services. As a distinguished leader serving in the Cabinet's Office Central Digital and Data Office, Mr. Jhandu has exemplified excellence in driving innovation and modernization across various facets of governmental operations. With a wealth of experience as the Modernizing Technology Program Manager, Mr. Jhandu has been instrumental in spearheading initiatives aimed at revolutionizing the technological landscape of the UK Civil Services. His visionary leadership and strategic acumen have played a pivotal role in the streamlining process, enhancing efficiency, and leveraging cutting-edge digital solutions to meet the evolving needs of the public sector. As we embark on this journey of exploration and insight, I am confident that Mr. Ravinder Singh Jhandu's profound knowledge, dynamic leadership, and invaluable experience will inspire and enlighten us all. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Jhandu as we delve into the realm of digital transformation and future of governance. Sir, the stage is all yours.
So I always start with this our ex-president. Beautiful statement that you have to change your habits if you want to change your future. Why? Because if you don't change them, you will not have the outcome you desire. So why it is needed is because what you are trying to do, if you want to have the outcome changed, you have to change the inputs. Right? If I don't change the input, the output will still remain the same. So what you have to do is change the input, change what you are doing today. So let's say you are trying to go to Delhi and reach faster, you have to take a flight. If you want to reach slower, take a car or bicycle and so on. But if you say that I want to reach in 2 hours to Delhi with cycle, it won't be possible. You have to change the input. So that's where you need to change your inputs. You have to change your habits. And habit is one thing which is very difficult to change because it is enshrined in you. And if you have to think, okay, I have to rise at 5 a.m. from tomorrow every day, and if you are rising at 7 a.m. or later, then it's difficult. You can change the habit, and scientifically it is proven that in 21 days you can change any habit. It takes 21 days to change anything, any habit of yours. But if you follow it religiously, whatever you want, the food, we always say, the food you eat, the eating and the sleep. You can increase it any number of times or any number of hours and decrease it to whatever you want. ਤੁਸੀਂ 4 ਘੰਟੇ ਵੀ ਸੌ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, 8 ਘੰਟੇ ਵੀ ਸੌ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, 10 ਵੀ, 12 ਵੀ, whatever it is. So that's where, but if you want to change that scenario, you have to follow religiously something. And that's where you need to, so why I'm stressing on the change? Because change is inevitable. Change is for the progress. Right? Don't take the change as bad. Change is always for the progress. It may happen, initially it may look bad, but ultimately, if change is not working for you, change the thing again. It's in your hand. Change for good. Don't think, okay, this person, I want to achieve UPSC, I want to achieve CAT, I want to achieve a good job in a multinational company which gives me this much salary. Then you have to change your habits that, okay, what the others are doing. How much I have to study to clear the CAT exam or UPSC exam or any other exam or any other aptitude test for any organization what you are trying to do. So you must, if you want to clear that exam, you know what is your current status. So what is your current? Do it honestly, right? Do it very honestly that what you want to do. That okay, today I am not able to clear CAT exam. I have taken the mock test, couple of them for the previous years, and I am at 0. Let's say I am at 0 level. But I know that I want to be at level 1, 2, 3 or 10 within 3 months. So what should I do? So I should study those things, numerical ability, vocabulary and other things. You try to study those, right? And then see where you are. Start measuring it. So you go on changing it. So that's where we always say, in the design thinking, we always say, empathize with the user research. That is where the design thinking comes. There are 5 stages: empathize, define, ideate, prototype and test. Now Apple is one of the biggest game changers in the phones. When it was launched in year 2007, right? Apple launched its first phone year 2006 to 2007. In between that, iPhone 3, they called it iPhone 4. It doesn't have all the features which it has now. But what Steve Jobs had promised at that time, because at that time, you think of Nokia was the market leader. They had 38% share of the market, Nokia. And Apple became, HTC was there, they were having the same touch screen, similar touch screen. No other phone had. Nokia had some touch screen phone, very limited. But Steve Jobs said that he is going to launch a phone which is going to change the market completely. And when he launched, then everyone was struggling to meet those things. And Nokia today is nowhere in the market. Right? Nokia is nowhere today in the market. Most of the share is with around 15%, 15 to 18% is with Apple, 12 to 15% is with Samsung. The rest, all other brands are there. So taking the leader out of the market and coming into that market and changing the game altogether, that's what is required when you need a creative thinking. And if you think now, Apple became a brand, it is still a brand, good brand to have. But see, after Steve Jobs' death, how much changes they have got? Very few. minor structural design. Up to iPhone 5, similar. From iPhone 6 to iPhone 10, similar. 11, 12, 13, they are all similar. 14, 15, they are all similar in structure. Minor changes in the hardware or software, some features, functionalities. There is no major change coming up. It's kind of become stagnant now. There may be now another person or another game which will come, which may topple Apple also. Think from that user research is very important. Apple is known for that. Their Apple products, you take MacBook, Mac Air, whatever it is, they are known for their user research. And when we design in UK also, all our government services, we stress on the user research. Who are your users? Understand that first. If you don't understand that, you cannot launch a product which meets the user needs. You may have a very good product, but it doesn't, consumer doesn't want it. So if you tackle that, okay, this is the user need, and if you can be leader in that, you can always make a profit. So user need is, okay, how many personas, how many people, which is my segment, which I am targeting, right? Which market segment I want to target. I want to target rural market, I want to target urban market, whatever it is. Think from that angle first. Then accessibility needs. Will the user be people with assisted digital accessibility needs who are going to use your product? Is your product good for them also? So think from that angle. And that's, if you spend more time in understanding that what we call the discovery phase of understanding the user needs, then and then creating the options that okay, these are the options which I can do. That's what we ask them whenever a government project comes to us. Okay, this is the problem statement. This is what you are trying to do. These are your users. What are the options with you? Then of course it will come to a place where you have to do some kind of minimum viable product. Because in today's date, whether you call it a prototype or a minimum viable product, MVP we call it. So MVP is that this product is working in working condition, but it doesn't have all the features and functionalities. For this app, you use apps on the phone every day. So app may have number of, when the app is launched, so you will get updates every now and then, right? In every app. Why? Because user needs have changed, user demands have changed. So they will keep on adding the features and functionalities on top of the previous app, so that they remain current and they can still have the market share. That's where you have to iterate. You have to make the product relevant to the current market and as well as the future market. So you should have a product backlog which can tell you that okay, I am going to launch 10 things in future, and this is my time frame. Whether it's weekly, monthly, 3 monthly, 6 monthly, whatever it is. But you keep on updating features and functionalities. Right? Take the car. Car is same, right? It has to have 4 wheels, a steering, brake, accelerator, and a clutch. That's the basic car is done. 4 doors or 2 doors. It can take you from A to B. But still, the same company is launching different cars because there is a different market segment for each of them. Sports car, this car, that car, this feature, that feature. So many things are different, right? So they want to cater to different markets. So that's where, once you have done that, test your solution. Once you have done that, you can launch it with, we normally call it private beta also. That is with a limited users. Right? You know that, okay, this is my user segment, but these are my initial user segment I want to target and ask them for the feedback that is it working? And if it is not working for them, then if you have escalated to the other 100,000 users or 1,000 users, whatever it is it going to work? So private beta is always to test before you launch it publicly. So that will be limited users, maybe 1,000, maybe 500, maybe 200, who can test it and give you the feedback honestly. But sorry, this is not working, this is not working. Because as a product owner, I may not be able to test it fully. User feedback is required for me. And when it goes into the market, only then I will get the actual feedback. That's why the private beta, then the public beta, and then go live. Right? So think from that angle that, okay, this is what I am going to do. I am going to give some people some things like kind of a trial solution, try with some limited functionality, which is free trial, right? And then you can get the feedback. Or this is limited use for 7 days. Full product, but for 7 days. And if you like it, then you have to pay for it. That's basically enticing the customer to use it. When you use it, then that's how Microsoft grew. We penetrated the market like anything. If you think Apple created Windows 1984, but Microsoft marketed it. Difference is there in the two approaches. They had a beautiful Windows created platform, but Microsoft almost copied it. That's where you find that in the interview of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, when he says to him that you copied my Windows. But he made it to the users, every house, like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, everything. So basically, gave the user kind of addiction that you now cannot come out of it. Do you use open source Word, open source PowerPoint, open source things, right? But it doesn't have the same capabilities. So that think from that angle, that how you would make the people use your product. What extra you are giving them. So there are design thinking frameworks. Stanford D School's design thinking framework, which is, there are 5 or 6 principles in it. You can read, probably you might have read it or you're going to study that. But if you have not, please do study this. It pushes more on the iteration side. But do number of iterations before you go on improving the product. Agility is there. Then ideas, human-centered design interface, inspiration, ideation, and implementation. This requires collaboration and cross-functional framework. That you must collaborate with others, collaborate with your users, collaborate with